Yo, hello there guys, Lord Coach KB here again saving AD carry players from terrible runes. Now, Fleet for Foot and Dark Harvest is the generic runes of choice on Jhin. In every rank you can check it, at most that's what you will find. So Fleet is generally against like poking matchups, it's super great into Luke's Gate, so definitely you should go for it. But there are occasions where people go a bit more offensive on the Dark Harvest side. But if I tell you that you could actually go Halo Blades instead, just because Halo Blades didn't get nerfed when every single other nerfed rune did, right? So every single other rune did get nerfed. And so the issue is that now it only has a 10% scaling, the Dark Harvest. It scales like pure piss. You only get like 5 damage per basically per hit under 50% HP, which is very shit. And you're gonna get a 45-second cooldown. That's kind of a joke, right? And that's problematic because Halo Blades is way more frequent. It's a 12-second cooldown, and it's also not conditional for people to be under 50% HP for it to provide value. For example, I have a Halo Blade setup. You can go for different secondary runes. I just went scaling. And let's place down the dummy, right? So we got 81, 80, right? If we basic attack, 102. Insane, right? So what does that allow you to do? Level 1, ideally you should basic attack 1 minion, right? Ideally. And so you can play this out in different ways. For example, look, like you could go for 3 basics and amplify your Q as well, like... Oh, I messed up a bit order. But it should be fine, because you can basically get off 3 shots plus 1 Q with a 21 AD amp level 1, which is just great. Let me show it correctly. So look. Okay, so we got it, guys, look. Q and another swing, right? Perfect. Now we got the Q off as well, so you guys could visually see it as well now. The more levels you get, the progressively better and better it gets. In fact, you can also play around minions a little bit as well. For example, if you can bounce a Q off the minions, you'll be able to basic attack, proc Halo Blades, and the Q will deal additional damage to the minion. So you may get more damage of your Q, right? To the minion, so it will deal more bounce damage, or it will just deal more damage to your main target. So for example, if you set up the minions in a way that, sometimes it will bounce, sometimes it won't, of course, but sometimes it will bounce, and you can like amp that bounce damage, right? Now the good thing about your Q is as well that your Q actually does your passive, right? It does scale with levels. That's what I want to point out, right? Your passive does scale with levels, so the bonus damage based on attack speed does scale, right? Everything scales on this champion. And so your AD on Q also scales up quite nicely, which allows you to get even further more value out of your Halo Blades, right? So for example, in here, in this scenario, we have an enemy. I just set up the minion settings a bit, I know it's level 1, but just to showcase it a little bit. Zen is not bad actually, he's walking away from my Q, holy fuck. And so if you would get like a high value, like decent value, like Q off, it would be ideally like a Q bounce into like basic attack, so. Zen is quite passive actually, holy fuck. Zen is quite passive. Alright, let's see. I don't know what is this bot. I guess these bots are different builds, but let's just like do this then. And we can visually see like the pain in that Q, right? The pain inflicted, right? Now also the other cool thing that you can occasionally do, now this will be good in occasions only, because your E has a 120% scaling, right, AD. If you can stack up some traps and just bait someone inside of your traps, you'll be able to like basic attack root, Q, get your 4th shot off, right? If you have only 3 shots, I had like 4, of course, I couldn't get it off. And you'll be able to get like a lot of damage amp on your E, Q and your basics. Now if you W with Halo Blades, that's generally not recommended, or I would say just like, first of all, like if you do this, then you may not be able to get... Can you actually? Wait, you can actually W as well. That's actually funny. Okay, so you can actually throw in a W as well in the combo. So generally speaking, it will look like something like this. So one swing, so let's just do this correctly. So E into Q, basic, and we got the whole combo off. So 3 shots, right? and you got your Q amplified, W and E amped. And look, so the Halo Blades, like, you know, level 4, early game level, right? Level 4 we have 103 AD, right? Basic attack once, 129, that's insane. That's over 25 AD actually, that's insane, right? And all of your abilities can be realistically amped. Now, the only downside would be, if you get CC'd, you may lose all of your Halo Blades, right? So if you have very consistent amount of CC, then this could heavily backfire, right? And then we don't have a rune, we don't have fleet for healing. So if they have very consistent CC, then this may backfire. So that's one of the downsides compared to Dark Harvest. Dark Harvest is generally dog shit. Like, it doesn't even feel like that rune deals damage unless of course, you go for some type of lethality build, but without lethality it doesn't even feel like that it does any damage. Well, Halo Blade is a bit more flexible, and so later on the scaling of this item, as I said, will be you could go lethality, you could go for a more so DPS oriented build as well, you know, like you could go crit more, so you could go any build, you know, up to your choice, and you can visually see that it scales quite nicely into the game as well once you have some points in your abilities. And for example, 309 AD, right? Now, this will be useful later on as well. It's not only like a early game oriented room. 377, right? So from 309, that's almost 70 AD. 2 items, right? And as I said, you can get the whole combo off. That's insane, right? So you get your whole combo off, and you amp it. And the more AD you have, the more levels you have, the more you amp it, right? Now, some people would say you have less mobility, but the issue is that you see, like, your mobility also sort of scales of attack speed, right? So you make up for it, you know. I would say, like, it's not a big concern, right? So for example, we are max level 2 items. Now at max level you won't only have 2 items, but let's get more items, you know. Just whatever, you know, it doesn't really matter. Just have some AD here. We can go this, we can go this, you know. And so I guess let's get boots though. Like, let's just get like boots as well, right? And we can visual respawn the minions. Right, 390, 804, right? So it gives over. It gives over actually 100 damage. That's insane, right? I mean, that's just insane, because your fourth shot being amplified by so much AD is just insane, right? It's just insane. Notably, it also does affect your R. For example, you're trading into someone and they disengage out of your basic attack range, hypothetically, right? You could like proc Halo Blades, right? And R. And you could shoot 2 Rs, right? But what if they are at a longer distance? Can you still shoot 2 Rs? Look, like, you can do something like this, look. Oh, Halo Blades wasn't on, my bad. Okay, now it's on. Now, 2 of them did get amped. The third one, I'm not sure. For the third one, someone needs to be very close to you, but you guys pretty much got it. And short trade wise, like if you go for a very short trade, even 10, this can be super useful just for like QW folks, because you can see the amp right on both of the abilities. So even if you go for some very short trades, the Halo Blades amp will feel to be good even earlier and even later on. So I would say replace if you wanna go offensive, you don't necessarily rely on the other of course rune fleet to survive into Luke's Gate, right? Into Luke's Gate you definitely wanna go fleet, but into games where you can greed for more damage, I would go for this 100%. It allows you to play in a different playstyle because you have more damage early on. Your opponents are not even used to your 4-shot damage with Halo Blades, so they're gonna unexpectedly die, right? Especially later on. This kills super hard Halo Blades, right? And it's just a new playstyle, you know, more aggressive playstyle, more efficient early on at like DPSing, of course. So this build overall is just generally better than the Dark Harvest one, especially early game aggression wise and getting the lead wise, right? So that's it for now, guys. Have a nice day.